You wake up one day and realize something doesn't feel right. Not because your life is falling apart, but because it's standing still. And deep inside you, there's this quiet voice asking a dangerous question. Is this really all I'm capable of? And most people ignore that voice because it's uncomfortable. It demands change. It forces you to look at yourself without excuses, without distractions, without the lies you tell others, and more importantly, the lies you tell yourself. But that voice is not your enemy. It's your awakening. It's the part of you that refuses to settle, that refuses to die average. And here's the truth no one tells you. Nothing in your life will change until you do. Not your habits, not your results, not your future. Everything you want is on the other side of a version of you that you haven't fully committed to becoming yet. And that's where most people fail. Not because they're not talented, not because they don't have opportunities, but because they hesitate at the exact moment when life demands courage. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for someone to believe in them. But the world doesn't reward waiting. It rewards action. Even imperfect action, even messy action, because action creates momentum, and momentum creates belief, and belief is what separates the people who dream from the people who actually build something real. And you have to understand this. Your comfort zone is not a safe place. It's a slow trap. It feels good because it's familiar, but it's quietly stealing your potential every single day, keeping you stuck in routines that feel productive but lead nowhere. And if you're honest with yourself, you already know what you've been avoiding. That call you didn't make, that risk you didn't take, that version of yourself you keep postponing. And the longer you wait, the heavier it gets, the harder it feels, until one day, regret becomes louder than fear. And by then, time has already taken what you can never get back. So ask yourself this: how long are you going to keep negotiating with your own potential? How many more days are you going to trade for comfort instead of growth? Because the life you want is not going to knock on your door politely. It's going to demand discipline, consistency, sacrifice. It's going to test you when you're tired, when you're doubting yourself, when no one is watching. And that's the moment that matters most, because character is not built when things are easy. It's revealed when things are hard. And every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose to show up despite how you feel, you are rewriting who you are. You are proving to yourself that you are not controlled by your emotions. You are driven by your purpose. And purpose is powerful because it gives your pain meaning. It turns your struggles into fuel. It reminds you that what you're building is bigger than the discomfort you feel right now. And let's be real, it's not going to be easy. You will feel like quitting. You will doubt yourself. Question yourself. You will have days where nothing seems to work, but those are the days that separate the average from the unstoppable, because average people stop when it gets hard. Unstoppable people keep going because they understand something deeper. They understand that growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. It's supposed to stretch you, challenge you, break the old version of you so a stronger version can take its place. And the moment you accept that, everything changes. You stop seeing obstacles as signs to quit and start seeing them as proof that you're on the right path. And suddenly, the struggle doesn't scare you anymore. It motivates you. It sharpens you. It prepares you for the level you're trying to reach, because you cannot live a powerful life with a weak mindset. You cannot expect greatness from inconsistent effort. You cannot build confidence without keeping promises to yourself. And that's where it all starts. Not with big wins, not with external validation, but with small daily commitments that you refuse to break. Waking up when you said you would, doing the work when you don't feel like it, staying focused when distractions are everywhere. Because discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. And every time you walk across that bridge, you get closer to a version of yourself that once felt impossible. And here's something most people overlook. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. You just need to start. Clarity comes from action. Confidence comes from repetition. And success comes from persistence, not perfection. So stop overthinking every step and start moving forward. Even if it's slow, even if it's uncertain, because progress is still progress, and the only real failure is staying stuck in the same place, pretending you're waiting for the right moment, when deep down you know the right moment is now. And imagine this for a second. Imagine what your life could look like if you actually commit it. Not halfway, not when it's convenient, but fully.
Imagine the doors that would open, the respect you would earn, the person you would become, not just for the world, but for yourself. Because at the end of the day, this is not just about success, it's about self-respect. It's about looking at your life and knowing you didn't settle, you didn't quit, you didn't give up when it got hard. You kept going, you pushed through, you became stronger. And that feeling is worth more than any external reward because it stays with you, it defines you, it becomes your identity. And once you reach that point, there's no going back because you've seen what you're capable of, you've felt your own strength, and you realize that the limits you once believed in were never real. They were just fears disguised as logic. And now you're done listening to them. Now you're done playing small. Now you're done waiting because you understand something that changes everything. You understand that your life is your responsibility. Your future is your responsibility, and no one is coming to save you. And that's not a bad thing. That's your power, because it means you are in control. You decide how far you go. You decide how hard you push. You decide who you become. So make the decision today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, that you are going to take ownership of your life, that you are going to stop making excuses, that you are going to do what needs to be done even when it's difficult, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one believes in you. Because one day they will. But by then, it won't matter because you didn't do it for them, you did it for you, for the person you refused to give up on, for the life you refused to settle for. And that is where everything changes. That is where your real journey begins.